Hey gang, did you know that a forward flexed posture actually weakens your lungs and leaves you more susceptible to lung infections? Did you know that? Hey, Dr. Fred DiDomenico, and I'm going to give you a quick snapshot of what's going on in the world. So we have this whole viral condition. Hey, Scott, and what are we learning? So everybody thinks, well, there's conspiracy theory, but is a theory still a theory if there's data to support it? So there's all kinds of data coming out that this COVID-19 is genetically engineered. What's that mean? That means they genetically engineered the receptor sites so that a bat virus can slip into human cells. So what's that mean? Well, let's use a simple analogy. If you're going to plug in and plug into an outlet, let's say you have a 2-prong outlet, but you have a 3-prong plug. Okay, well, the way God created Mother Nature, the way he created animals, is viruses don't jump species. In other words, a bat can't infect a human. However, if you have an adapter that goes from 3-prong to 2-prong, and then you plug that on the 3-pronger, and then now you can plug it in the outlet. So it's already been scientifically proven that now a bat virus can get through and plug into a human cell and infect it. And that's one of the reasons why it's so contagious. Now, we already know what country created this, okay? We know where it started. And the theory is that can't be proven the intent. The science can be proven, but the theory of intent really can't be objectively proven, because what it really is, it's biological warfare. Okay, so now we're in a society, in a world where you can genetically change the structure, change the receptor sites, and allow animal viruses to plug into the human body. So face it, that's the world that we live in. And so really, who can we trust? Now, there's a government organization, 3 letters, begins with a C, ends with a C, has a D in the middle, right? They're responsible for approving the vaccinations, right? So they have an experimental vaccination. And now when we look at history in 2004, now whether this is conspiracy theory or data, they had a whistleblower that said that studies were actually covered up within that organization linking vaccination to autism and such a high rate of autism. So I'm not saying what happened or didn't happen. You can look this up yourself. But now we're having a vaccination in a capitalistic healthcare society, meaning somebody's going to make money from this, right? And we know that's big pharma already. Somebody's going to make a bunch of money from this. So can we really trust that it's safe and effective? Because we already know the studies are going to show that it's effective, and it may take a little while, but eventually are you going to live out of a needle? So the thing is, if we're in a world of potential biochemical warfare, what's going to be the next thing, and what's going to be the next thing? And really, here's the question. How do you want to live your life? How do you want to live your life? Because we're in a world where this is going to repeat, okay? And now that coronavirus is created, it's going to be around, and it'll probably change variations. So who has control over your life? Are you putting control outside, or are you putting control inside? Now, we already know 90% of the people that are exposed are going to be asymptomatic. What's that mean? God already gave us, we already have everything perfect inside us that can make antibodies. So if you haven't gotten sick yet and you got an antibody test, you probably already have antibodies. That means you have everything inside you that can make antibodies for something that we've never seen before. Let me get this paper. So what's the probability that we're going to be exposed? There's going to be the creation of other viruses that we've never been exposed for. Now, I'm not going to get into all what's actually happening and why the virus is here. That's like a whole nother thing we could talk about. But really, this is about power and control. Now, we know this because I'm a chiropractor, but you're just trying to take care of the health of your family, right? That's your concern. I just want to protect my family. So what do we have to do? Well, when we go to this book, now the other side of medicine has a new science called neuroimmunology. It's the study of the relationship between the nervous system and the immune system, and how they're actually one system, and how the nervous system controls immune response to give you the ability to be able to make antibodies on a high level so you don't get sick. Okay, so check this out. Here's a book I wrote that's all about neuroimmunology, and it's got medical studies, man. I'm a chiropractor, but I'm going to talk about medical studies here. So check this out. And this is by an MD, Cato, published this in a bioscience, is a medical science journal. Worsening of spinal deformity is associated with deteriorating lung function. So what's that mean? When we're in a flex forward society, when we're doing what? When you're reading or when you're looking at texting, this is our technologically based lifestyle. But when you're in a forward flex lifestyle, you get deterioration of lung function. Now, what does this virus affect? What does the flu affect? Respiratory function. Because when we bend forward, we shut down heart and lung function. We take shallow breaths. Your body doesn't oxygenate. Now, check this out. This is from the Journal of American Geriatric Society. So this is a top medical journal that relates to old people. What's it say? Persons with a hyperkyphotic posture, that means a forward flex posture, had a 1.44% greater rate of mortality. What's 1.44 mean? So if you have a forward flex posture structure in your spine, you have a 44% greater chance that you're going to have early mortality. That's how important this forward flex posture is. By the way, aren't we living in a forward flexed world, right? So check this out from the same journal, a medical journal of older people. Now check this out. I know I keep saying that. Who is most susceptible? Older people. Why? Because they didn't take care of their spinal structure. They degenerated into a forward flex posture. They have weakened lungs. They have weakened heart function, weakened lung function. Now, who are the most susceptible to getting sick? People with weak lungs, weak heart, and blood sugar problems. Those are, of course, other immunosuppressive cancers and things like that. But if you don't have a diagnosable disease and you don't realize you're immunosuppressed, if you have any heart problems, any reduced lung function, reduced heart, or you have blood sugar handling problems, it's going to make you the most susceptible to actually mortality from this. Hey, you guys, love all you guys. Dean, Ryan, Anthony, great to see you on here, all you guys. So check this out. This is further along in that journal. Even a mild degree, that means you could be young, but you spend your life like this in technology of a hyperkyphotic posture, forward bending posture, there was a greater rate of early mortality. It's been predicted that the millennials, that the younger generation is the first generation that will not outlive their parents. But these are the generations that are addicted to technology. Hey man, we went out, played with rocks. What was our toy? A rock and a stick, back in the 60s, right? We made mud pies and all that. We were outside running around being active, but now what are kids doing? So now the two most susceptible demographics are young adults and older people. Isn't that fascinating? So we think, why are healthy people dying? Well, why is it young adults? Well, it says right here. It says right here in this book, people even with mild forward bending postures have reduced lung function and they tend to have early mortality. Look, I'm just saying this is medical research. So when we come on the other side of this, now I understand, state organizations are saying, hey, chiropractors are restricted to emergency cases only. That means if you don't go there, you're going to the hospital. Hey, would reduced lung function be an emergency case? I don't know. I'm going to present that to you. But the bottom line is when we get on the other side of this, let's understand the truth. Now, if you guys don't research that, that's okay. You can, but this is the world we live in. If your primary concern is taking care of the healthier family, then this is something you need to know. We're living in a world where biochemical warfare, we are already immersed in it. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This virus was genetically manufactured and there's data to improve it. I just put a whole video with that data on my timeline on Facebook last night. Hey, what's the bottom line? Go to elitecoachingllc.com, get a copy of this book, because this can relate to a healthier family. We can resist whatever is coming. God already created us with a system that can build antibodies. The question is your spine in alignment? Is that spinal cord strong enough? Can your spine and nervous system produce the most antibodies that no matter what comes along, that you can fight it? Because that's the world that we live in. Okay, you guys. Hey, love you. Take this seriously. Spread this video around. Go to Elite Coaching LLC. Get this book. Because if you want the studies, this is going to show you the studies. This is how you take care of your family today and in the future, because the world we're living in is not the same world. It will be different forever. So what are you going to do? Let's take power and control now. All right. Love you guys. See ya.